If you sell software or anything with a contract, HubSpot just changed how you quote, bill, and get paid. On June 16th, Commerce Hub was renamed to Revenue Hub. And this is not just a rename. For the first time, what you sell and what you bill can be the same thing. So you will have one set of numbers on the quote, the contract, and the invoice. So no more copying deals into a billing tool. And in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you all of it. AI quotes, the new contract object, billing, and payments. And I'll tell you which companies win the most from this product. SaaS teams are the first in line. Here is the problem Revenue Hub wants to fix. In most B2B teams, quotes are in one tool, billing is in another, and revenue reports are in a third. So when you close a deal, the work is not done. According to HubSpot's own research, 86% of B2B deals get stuck at the quote stage. 76% of teams miss renewals because their data is not in the customer record. And only 32% of finance and sales teams end the month with the same numbers. Anyone who has tried to match a quoting tool with a billing tool knows this problem. So the question is, does one platform actually fix it? Everything starts here in the product library. Everything starts here in the product library. This is where your products live. And it's more flexible than people think. You can set flat prices, tier prices, step prices, or prices that grow each year. Next to it is a new thing called price books. This is currently still in beta, but it lets you keep different prices for different customer types or regions. So your enterprise prices and your small business prices do not mix. This is useful if you sell in many different markets. The starting point for everything is the deal. You build the quote from the deal, and this matters because that link runs all the way to billing. So this is what's called CPQ, or Configure Price and Quote. The main new feature is AI quotes. So you can ask Breeze, HubSpot's AI assistant, to build a quote from a short chat message. And for example, make a quote for 3 seats, 1 year, 10% discount, and it will build it for you. The editor is one page now with branded templates. You can also add extra blocks like a meeting link, a form, or a calculator inside the quote. You can also set rules. For example, if someone gives a discount over 15%, it goes to approval first. It does not slip through. Buyers can accept in 3 ways: with e-signature, with 1 click, or by printing and signing. The most important new feature in 2026 is the contract object. This is the one to pay attention to. Watch what happens when a quote is accepted. HubSpot makes a contract record by itself, and it's a real object inside the CRM, just like a contact or a company. And it holds everything finance cares about, such as total contract value, ARR, MRR, renewal dates, and the full history of changes. This is what Commerce Hub never had. So before, the deal closed and the data just stopped. Now there's one source of truth, and what you sold is what you bill. So no more copying data into a second tool. The record shows a simple card, contract value, recurring revenue, end date, and how much billed. So all in one place. Mid-contract changes are where it really helps. Let's say that your customer adds seats in the middle of the year. Then you can send a change quote. It works out the new amount by itself, and then the ARR updates in the same record. Renewals come straight from the contract. They keep the full history and use your price increase rules. So you can also set alerts like tell me 90 days before the end date. And one thing to remember is the contract object is internal. Your customer never really sees it. So when it comes to billing, so the good news is that billing is free as of the recording of this video. There's no monthly fee, but be careful because HubSpot has said a billing price will start in September 2026. So this will probably not stay free forever. Billing handles the boring parts for you. So different start dates, different billing dates, and you can also join items that bill on the same day into one invoice. Subscriptions cover one-time weekly, monthly, yearly, and even multi-year from 2 to 5 years. You can auto-charge the customer or auto-send an invoice. So invoices are branded, built from the quote, and you can host them on your own domain. They support payment terms, part payments, credit notes, and overdue tracking. So invoices, payment links, and subscriptions are all free for any paying HubSpot customer. Payments only cost a small fee per transaction, so there's no extra monthly fee, and you can put payment links in emails, web pages, forms, or chat. And the checkout is very smooth. The buyer can review, sign, and pay in one flow. But the catch is that it matters most if you sell from Europe. So HubSpot's own payment system called HubSpot Payments only works in the US, the UK, and Canada. So it needs a local bank account and company in those countries. So unfortunately, most European companies cannot use HubSpot Payments as of this recording. The way to do this instead is Stripe through HubSpot. So you pay your normal Stripe fee plus a 0.75% HubSpot fee on top. That 0.75% has no cap, but the good news is that Stripe through HubSpot supports SEPA direct debit, cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and many currencies. And the key point, all of the quoting and billing tools work everywhere in the world. Only the payment part is limited by country, so you do not lose Revenue Hub. So reporting works right away. You get revenue over time, customers over time, revenue by payment type, and revenue by sales rep. Newer reports show MOR over time and booked revenue by month. And because it is one platform, you can mix revenue and CRM data in one report. For AI, there is more than the quote assistant. There is a customer agent in beta, so customers can pay or ask billing questions over chat, email, or WhatsApp. And there's also a revenue agent still in private beta that should chase invoices by itself. One small note, invoice prioritization is solid, but closing agent, customer agent, and revenue agent are all in beta. So which companies should care about Revenue Hub? The best fit is clearly B2B SaaS. So if you sell software with subscriptions, this was made for you. So you sell a plan, the contract object tracks your MRR and ARR by itself. Say a customer upgrades mid-year, the change quote fixes the proration and updates the ARR in place. Renewals come straight from the contract with your price increase already built in. And for a SaaS team, this is the quote, the subscription, the renewal, the revenue report, all in one place, all matching. Next, agencies and service companies with retainers. So if you bill the same clients every month, the billing and subscription tool saves you a lot of manual work. Also, any subscription or membership business. So same idea, recurring billing, renewals, and clear revenue reports without extra tools. And finally, any sales-led B2B team that already uses HubSpot CRM, if your quotes, billing, and reports are spread across 3 or 4 tools right now, this brings them together and you stop paying for extra tools and you stop fixing data by hand. When it comes to the pricing of the Revenue Hub, so CPQ, that is quotes and contracts, they need a paid seat to access. So it's $95 for professional, $140 for enterprise. And this is per seat, per month, preferably paid once a year. And this is in US dollars. What is free? Invoices, payment links, and subscriptions, while paid seat has quotes, contracts, and CPQ. Payments only has a fee per transaction. One more point for European sellers, e-invoicing. HubSpot does not yet support structured e-invoicing like Peppol. They say they are building it for European customers, but it is not here yet. More and more European countries are making B2B e-invoicing required. So if you have these rules in your country, you will need a Peppol provider next to HubSpot for now. If your main problem is having too many tools and you're already using HubSpot, Revenue Hub is a real way to bring your revenue data, financial data together in one place. The contract object alone closes the gap between what you sold and what you bill, and this will save you a lot of manual work. When it comes to the limits of Revenue Hub, If you have complex pricing instead of an ERP, or you need deep contract editing, Revenue Hub does not do that today. And it's also not an online store, and in those cases, you need a specialized platform like Shopify, Medusa, Magento, BigCommerce to close that gap. But the gap is getting smaller, but it's not closed as of now. But for most B2B teams on HubSpot, especially SaaS teams, this is the biggest thing they have shipped in years, in my opinion. So set up Stripe, watch for the e-invoicing gap, and the contract object will pay for itself. If you want help setting this up, Stripe, the contract object, your renewals, this is exactly what we do at Superwork. The link is below, so subscribe if this helped, and I will see you in the next video.